My dream. Wow. Oh gosh.
My dream is to have the summers off. To not work in the summer and travel the world.
My dream is to live in Hawaii.
It's to get a better job.
You are the creator of your own dreams. If they're big or small ones, it doesn't matter, but you can fulfill anything you want to do. I was doing the things I needed to do because people were expecting me to do them, and I didn't want to do them. I didn't like them. So I realized that life can end anytime. It doesn't have to be your fault. You can walk down the street and somebody isn't paying attention, hitting you by the car. Or a coconut falls down a tree and hits you on the head. Happens more often than you think. And I realized that because of this, I only have this one life and have to make it last.
If you have a dream, never give up, son. But if you want your life to change, you have to change. And one of my friends spoke to me on a very special charity bike ride. And he said to me, "Are you training for the London Paralympics?" I said, No. He said, "I think you should." I said, "Why do you say that then, Colin?" He said, "Because you've got so much power, so much endurance. Even as a disabled athlete, I think you could do really well." And when somebody says to you, "I think you can do really well," that's another challenge in itself, isn't it?
He wants to build that desired new reality that he dreams about. In order for Joe to freely dream, he must first trick his brain. Because the left side of your brain, as you know, houses the critic, who is forever trying to keep you safe from harm, make sure you don't do anything dangerous or stupid. So let's have Joe tell the critic that he's just going to use his imagination. Using your imagination activates the right side of your brain, which makes you creative and filled with possibility. So now, let's dream Joe's new life. In the best case scenario, 1 year from today, what is Joe's life like? Hey, Joe has a new job. All right. Joe has a new boss, himself. Has a couple of great collaborators. And Joe is just bursting with creativity and ideas and all of those things we dream about. Connection and purpose.
This dream was now becoming a reality. All the hard work was done. It was now time to perform for Mr. Nice Guy.
You have to dream about it first. The best things in life stem from ideas, right? Humans have evolved into such an intelligent species that we can manifest these ideas and create something amazing. In order to succeed, you need to assess things using your own unique perspective. Think about things that are suited to you, personal, individual. Think about your dreams as a kid. I spoke to some of my friends and got responses like, when I was 6, I wanted to be a dragon tamer. Think about what makes you tick. Base your dreams on something you love, something that you're interested in. So hopes and dreams can be absolutely anything you want them to be. They don't have to be conventional. Don't limit them to solely careers or jobs, but just remember that if they are steered that way, in 10 years' time, you might be in a job that doesn't even exist yet.
Successful people that have dreamt big are prepared to put in extraordinary effort. In the run-up to the Beijing Olympic Games, Michael Phelps worked 5 straight years without a single day off, not even Christmas Day or his birthday. He said, if you want to be the best, you have to do things that other people aren't prepared to do. I'm working hard putting the effort in on my journey. So unless I'm ill, if I think about finishing a session early or not doing it at all, I simply say to myself, Ian, that's not going to get you to Kona. And I push through. So when it comes to your big dream, are you prepared to put in extraordinary effort?
Work with big dreams. And then with dreaming, daring dreams, I think there's a level of intentionality that you have to do there. You're not just dreaming for the sake of dreaming. It's so funny. I must be doing an ad campaign, Jake, for all of our podcast listeners to come be podcast viewers. But I've had people teach me how to meditate. And I'm going to overplay this for those of you visual, because this is what I always envisioned, and this is what they taught me. And for all of you podcast listeners, I'm sitting here with my eyes closed and my thumb and index finger circled and holding my other three fingers straight out with my eyes closed and my head lifted upward, because that's it. I don't dream like that. That's really kind of a daydream. Wow, wouldn't it be nice to not feel the pressure I'm feeling right now? Wouldn't it be nice to be on the beach somewhere right now? Oh, it's summer. Wouldn't it be nice to be on a 3-month vacation right now? All of these would be nice things. They don't require pen and paper, but let me tell you what I'm doing. This is the visual for you when I dare to dream, when I'm dreaming this daring dream.
Your brain knows you. It's cataloged everything you've ever seen, heard, experienced, real or imagined. You just have to ask it to put the pieces together for you. It's as simple as that. We live in a 3-dimensional world, but the light falls on the retina in a 2-dimensional fashion, and the brain, it has to cope with it. So how does it deal with this extra dimension? It guesses.
I'm sitting here thinking, but I got a notepad right here. I've got my pen ready because I want to capture every thought, because I realize a daring dream not captured and realistically, intentionally pursued will stay in my head and never get to my feet.
How to dream big. Dream it. Paint every little detail on the canvas. Routines. Daily routines and rituals to help move you steadily towards your dream. Effort. Be prepared to put in extraordinary effort. Accountability. Be accountable to someone for your dream. And finally, mindset. Overcome setbacks and have a positive mindset towards your dream. So, will I get to Kona? And will you achieve your big dream, whatever that might be? Well, I'd like to think that by following this plan, we have the best chance of success. We'll get much further by dreaming than not dreaming at all. Thank you.
Something that should be driving the organization, you got the wrong people around you. Because I don't want people around me that don't agree with the opportunity and the challenges and the intentionality of the vision ahead of us. So I want to really be there. If you have people that's trying to hold you back from your dream, you got the wrong people around you. Now that's different than somebody that will be critical of the dream, that will be a contrarian, that will make you think about things different, that will ask you the tough questions that don't have an answer, that will not say yes to everything, but will say, hey, what about this? I don't mind people around me that are critical in their thinking and making me answer the tough questions. I do mind people around me that have not bought into the vision that I've cast, the dreams that I have.
Okay, so do me a favor. I want you to start waking up every day and acting as if it's the last day.
So I leave this with you. The thought of me staring at the ceiling in hospital for 94 days proves that dreams do come true. They really do. And I think for me, now being awarded the MBE, which is a fantastic achievement, I'll take that dream and hopefully I'll see you all in Rio.
What if you're not gonna make it past 2025? What would you do differently? How would you live? And that's how I want you to live from this day for the rest of your life. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Your freedom is in your dream. Some of y'all working at places you shouldn't be working at. And you complaining. Your freedom is in your dream. Your loved one is in your dream. Your family is in your dream. Your house is in your dream. Everything is in your dream. And you playing. You're doing everything but putting energy and effort into your dream. I'm telling you, once you ignite the dream, everything else is ignited.
Following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. You can't wait for somebody to think you can do it.
Dreams don't happen overnight. That ain't how it works. See, they come to you in the daylight. You gots to be awake.
And if you're like me, you are a huge dreamer. You had to have a foundation that is big enough and strong enough and bold enough to hold all of your dreams and handle them coming true. So now that you have set your intention, now that you have your foundation, let's talk about how to stay on course when the attacks come. As an artist, this is the art that I want to paint. Just as I will never do it, don't you ever change one brushstroke on your canvas because somebody doesn't like what you paint.
Inspired me to consider my dreams. Thank you for doing what you're doing. These are the things that I've now done. 7 years into this journey, lives have changed. This is no longer about one man and a list. This is about a community and living and being, unraveling who we are so that we can be who we are.
That's it. The dream was lost. The dream of space was lost. The dream of going to the United States was lost. But then one day, my mom opens the mail and I see the letter and it's like, holy shit, they let me in. They said your application was one of the top 100. And, you know, I've been trained for 19 years or 18 years to think that I'm not good enough. And so when I got this letter, I was shocked. But then I immediately said yes.
As much as you want people to agree and you want the people around you to be supporting your dreams and all, it's not going to be like that all the time. You got to do it alone.
Maybe you here because you need to hear this here. Maybe you here because you need to dust off your dreams. Maybe you need to explore your imagination. Maybe you just need to identify your gift so you can quit tripping in your own life, trying to figure out what you can do when God already done planted inside you.
You're saying, I've got dreams, I have goals, there are things that I want to accomplish, I'm not satisfied. Like I don't sleep well at night. Like E.T., I dream it, E.T., I want it, E.T., I look around at other people who are living a certain way, who are driving a certain way, who are experiencing life, and E.T., I want that, and I've robbed myself. I have not been true to myself. I've not done the things I need to do. Then there's another group, E.T., I got started, but I stop and start. I stop and start. I stop and start. And those two groups specifically.
Whatever you have to do, this dream you got, whatever you want to do, will it be easy to just run out there and do it? No. Will it happen overnight? No. Will it be a struggle? Yes. Will there be times when you can't make ends meet? Yes, that's a part of it. Will there be times you won't know what to do? Yes, that's a part of it. Will you have some opposition? Will things go wrong sometimes? You will have many visits from Murphy. Somebody must have told us someplace along the line, I don't know where, but somebody must have told people, oh, life is going to be real easy. No! If they told you that, I've got a special announcement. They lied!
Never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they had suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus and fought through tears and trials and tests. And if you have a dream and you commit to it, it will come to pass.
I am going to get this thing done, and I'm going to make my dreams become a reality. Now, if E.T. can do it, anybody can do it. Until it's time to do what real beats do. Write it down, write it down, write it down quickly, write it down, quickly, write it down, write that down. I need you to I don't want you just to listen to me. I want you to write that down. This is powerful. Everybody wants to be a beast. What do you mean, E.T.? Everybody wants to make their dreams become a reality. There's no one sitting in this room who said, E.T., I want to procrastinate. E.T., I don't want to get it done. E.T., I don't want to get to the next level. E.T., no, every person in this room, not only do you want your dreams to become a reality, you deserve for your dreams to become a reality. So I'm going to build off of yesterday. Right? And I realize, E.T., as long as you're average, you're going to get what average people get.
Your dream and your gifts have so much meaning and so much value for you till your hunger for them.
So, question time. Are you willing to do what it takes to make that dream a reality?
You're going to be able to go, be, do, have everything you've ever dreamed of. You're going to speak with clarity. You're going to move with clarity. You're going to think with clarity. You're going to write with clarity. And that clarity is going to open up doors that you never imagined that could be open. Are you hearing me? So I went from a YouTube sensation to the #1 motivational speaker in the world. So I want you to do me a favor. Act right now.
And live your dream. Just go see. And if you're unhappy with your life, if you haven't figured your life out, if you're thinking there's more to your life than it is, it's because the only reason you have that question is because you're not living in your gift. Once you discover your gift, there lies your greatest chance for success. God puts your real life in your imagination. That's where your real life ain't in your present circumstance. Your real life is not in your current situation. Your real life is not in your paycheck. Your real life, he tucks it away in your imagination.
Regardless of how the brother felt, regardless of how the father felt, it only mattered what Joseph felt. That's it. Joseph believed the dream. And Joseph believed the dream so much so that after he had the dream and he went through what he went through and it didn't look anything like the dream, he never lost hope. He never lost faith. He never cursed God. He never turned his back on God. He never acted like it wasn't going to happen. In the midst of everything he went through, because he saw it, it didn't make a difference what he go through. Because he saw it, it didn't matter that she lied on him. Because he saw it, it didn't matter if he got put in jail. Because he saw it and possessed the dream. He possessed the vision. It didn't matter what happened. Some of y'all, you got the dream, but it ain't what you do. It ain't who you are.
If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm gonna do, and you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want.
When you leave this place, I need you to get in beast mode and stay in beast mode. On 3, beast mode. 1, 2, 3. Beast mode. Put on beast mode. I need you to live in beast mode. Because if you live in beast mode, you'll have what other people don't have. Listen to me very closely. Not only will you have what other people don't have, you'll do what other people can't do.
So I applaud you for your dreaming, for your running toward your dream. I applaud you for believing in yourself, because that's what life is about. Stretching and challenging, looking for ways that you can begin to improve yourself. And ladies and gentlemen, as a result of stretching out, of acting on my dream, and I don't know what that dream is for you, but it's necessary that you work on yourself, that you develop yourself. It's necessary that you get the energy drainers out of your life, people who don't want anything. It's necessary to know that everybody won't see it, that everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation, that you are an uncommon breed. You know, you have to know within yourself that I can do this, even if no one else sees. I'm saying to you, your dream is possible.
Many of us are setting goals wrong, and most of us are not setting goals at all. A lot of organizations set objectives and meet them. They ship their sales, they introduce their new products, they make their numbers, but they lack a sense of purpose to inspire their teams. So how do you set these goals the right way? First, you must answer the question, why?
Every goal, every dream you ever want to accomplish is another side of you deciding to do that. Everyone. Is it easy? No. Is it simple? Yeah. And if you don't know what to do, here's my little, it's actually, you already do know, I'm just gonna tell you to listen. If you wake up tomorrow, that's all I want you to do. People are like, well, what do I do, Dan? What's the 75 hard, or what's the task list, or what's the areas, and how much meditation and all this? Okay, we're gonna simplify the whole thing. You guys want the easy answer? Tomorrow morning you're gonna wake up, and I want you to stop and reflect on today. So tomorrow morning you wake up and you go, what did I do yesterday that I was maybe ashamed of, I wasn't proud of myself for, I knew I could have done better, I should have did, but I didn't. I did and I shouldn't have done. And I want you to answer that question and make a commitment that tomorrow you just don't do that again.
You want to be happy. You want to succeed. You want to feel good. You want to live this dream life. Good for you. I want to conserve energy, says the brain. So here's the deal. I'm going to keep you super stuck doing the same things over and over again in business and life without even noticing. You're going to be super stuck and miserable, but I'll conserve energy. Are you signing the deal? 94% of the people in the world don't read the fine print. They sign the deal. The 6%ers set their mind to do something different.
And if they say yes to these 3 questions, they will feel empowered. And by the way, this is not based on common sense, it's based on research. But you've all been there, so it'll feel like common sense. Question number 1, can you do it? Albert Bandura calls it self-efficacy. Do you believe you can do it? Do you have the time, the knowledge, and the training to do what we're asking you to do? If you answer yes, good. Second question, will it work?
So the OG could have been like, you number 2. The OG was like, yo, you number 1. Ain't nobody, he said, let me tell you why nobody else can't be number 1 right now on the earth. Because ain't nobody else as pure in heart as you are. Nobody is giving out free content, E. Ain't nobody going to prisons. Ain't nobody going to youth detention center. Like, you number 1 and you in New Orleans going to a foster care home with 12 kids in it. He like, ain't nobody doing that, E. Listen to what I just said. Some of y'all got it twisted. You think you're number 1 or you want to be number 1 in your industry because of some gift or talent. Do you know you're already number 1 because of your character?
You felt it in your heart. You couldn't explain it. You felt it in your heart. And you talked yourself out of it. No one did it to me but me. The forte of fruiters is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. My first major goal was I wanted to buy my mother a home. And I achieved that. I'm adopted.
If you think you want to do what you think I've done, then do what I've done and stick with God. Number 2, fail big. That's right. Fail big. Today's the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots. And you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think.
And I looked at my dream and saw someone doing what I love to do. I love to help people. How many love to help people? And my heart said, I can do that.
What's one thing in your life that you've always wanted to do, but you just haven't executed? I really just struggle with people that have these ambitions and dreams, and then they don't go all in. Are you interested or committed to your success? I mean, we've all heard the phrase before. People that are interested, they do what it takes when it's convenient. People that are committed, they go all in and they do it every single day until they produce the results that they want. And there is a giant disparity between the results that those women and men achieve. You know it and I know it. Can you think of a time in your life when you went all in? Can you think of a time in your life when taking action and being committed and following through was the only path to victory? It was the only thing you can do. And can you also think of a time in your life when someone said, hey, let's go do this, or let's make this new commitment, and you were like, yeah, okay, you were interested in it. Did you follow through? Did you go all in?
Having big goals is fine, but I would just say, like, honestly, it's fine. It just doesn't matter. Like if someone comes to me, like the amount of times I have conversations like this, people like, I want to be a billionaire. I want to help 1 billion lives. And I'm like, cool, man. That's awesome. What are you doing about it? Like, it's just easy to say. I had a gym owner once who was like, I want to help 10 million people get fit. And I was like, no, you don't. You have a local gym. You don't want to help 10 million. If you did want to help 10 million people, you would go about it completely differently. Like, you say that because people around you nod their heads and you feel good when people say that's great. That's why you keep saying it, because you get reinforced by other people when you say it, not because you actually fucking want to do that.
Today I want to talk to you about your goals and your dreams. I want you to think about something that's important to you. Maybe it's a personal goal. I know in my own personal experience, my goal was to be able to buy my mother a home. I'm adopted. And so I wanted to be able to do something special for my adopted mother. She was a domestic worker for wealthy families on Miami Beach, and she cooked for these families, and we ate the food left over from the families that she cooked for, and she kept the children, and we wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children that she kept. And you can imagine, as a kid, I used to say, Mama, on the way home on the bus from Miami Beach back to Liberty City and Overtown, I said, when I become a man, I'm going to be able to buy clothes for us and buy groceries for us. But not only that, I'm going to buy you a big, beautiful home, just like the homes that you clean.
Because it means that you can not be worthy at all. You can not be deserving. You can be an absolute asshole. You can be a moron with 3 fingers and like looking like this and can't speak English. And it doesn't matter, because if you still do the stuff that gets you what you want, you still get it. And to me, that is the ultimate equalizer. If more people find out about your stuff, more people will buy. If you make your offer better, more people will buy. And so do those things. The rest of it, leave the manifestation and the worthiness and the deservingness and the affirmations and the self-love and whatever the fuck else, leave that to your competition. And while you stomp on their necks as you just move past them because you're focusing on doing more and doing better of what has worked in the past, then you'll get on podcasts and say, I just always dreamed this way and I just I'm just kidding.
And while not every dream has become a reality, along the way I learned a powerful approach of picturing that has helped me achieve most. Today, I want to share with you that technique so that you too can begin to see your dreams become a reality.
Considering a pilot as a career, my suggestion is do it, and do it soon. Be bold, be courageous, ask questions. There are a lot of people that are here to help.
There's a lot of times where we can be our worst enemy. You kind of can get in your head and think, oh no, I can't do that. You just have to stay driven and don't let anyone discourage you.
Don't give up, because at times it does feel discouraging. But if this is what you truly want to do, there will always be a way to get where you want to be.
There's so much opportunity for growth. There's so much opportunity for development. Not just pilots, flight attendants and mechanics and all across the board in aviation.
Following your dream, whether or not people tell you you shouldn't be doing that dream, just consider it more of a reality. Put in the hard work. It could be yours.
My biggest thing is never forget your own dream. You can make your dreams possible. No one's going to make your dreams possible like you.
Be responsible for yourself and for your education, your training. At the end of the day, it's your career, it's your vision, it's your dream.
Let's say your goal is to be widely known and to impact people's lives with your music. Fine, perhaps you'll achieve it. You can visualize it. Oh, by the way, when you visualize a goal that you want to achieve, it's not in the future. This is to do with manifesting. When you want to manifest something, it doesn't work very well when you think, I will be famous, I need to be famous, I want to be famous. Not good for manifestation. If you want to manifest something, you have to start with the foundation for manifestation is always the present moment. It's not the future. It works very simply. Jesus explained it in one sentence, just one sentence. Whenever you pray for something, believe that you have received it and it will be given to you. Now the key is that he did not say believe that you will receive it.
If you want to achieve your goals, don't focus on them. That goes against everything we've ever said about goals, right? Everything everyone ever talks about goals is you pick out what it is you want to do You set your goals, you write them down, you stay focused on them, you check your list over and over again, you come back to it, and that's how you achieve your goals. Whatever it is you want to achieve in your life, if you're a student and you want to get an A in a class, that's outside of your control. You don't get to write A's on all of your papers. You have a teacher who's going to grade those papers. You have a teacher who's going to give you assignments. Somebody else is setting the curriculum, somebody else is grading you. You don't control what your grade is. If you want to be the world's best salesman, you don't get to make all the sales yourself. You don't get to do both sides of the transaction. You got to recruit customers into your life. Goals require you to have the participation of other people. Therefore, they are outside of your control. So if you spend too much time focusing on your goals, you never achieve them.
Our most ambitious dreams has far less to do with possessing some magical skill or talent, and far more to do with how we approach problems and make decisions to solve them. And because of the continuous and compounding nature of all those millions of decisions that we face on a regular basis, even a marginal improvement in our process can have a huge impact on our end results. And so the whole reason I'm giving this talk is I'm hoping to inspire several of you to pull some of those ambitious dreams that you have for yourself off the bookshelf and start pursuing them by making that marginal adjustment to your routine. Thank you.
Setting goals and trying to achieve them.
Please think of your biggest personal goal. Okay, for real. You can take a second, you gotta feel this to learn it. Take a few seconds and think of your personal biggest goal. Imagine telling someone that you meet today what you're going to do. Imagine their congratulations and their high image of you. Doesn't it feel good to say it out loud? Don't you feel one step closer already, like it's already becoming part of your identity? Well, bad news. You should have kept your mouth shut, because that good feeling now will make you less likely to do it.
When we talk about goals, like you said in your papers, I set my goals, I said I'll accomplish all my goals when I'm 29 this and I'm 31 this and all that shit is nothing, The only good thing, the only truthful thing he said that it makes a difference is that I set my goals too low. All the rest of your stuff is horse. And I can just say without, just add 2, 3 zeros, in some cases, 4 or 5 zeros, because your fucking goals are so low.
It's such a worse feeling standing up in the morning without any goals, don't know what to do with the day. And it's a much worse feeling going to bed in the evening, thinking about the day, and below the line, you have done nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish every one of you this clear picture in mind. Because if you have a clear picture, there is a much greater chance to succeed. I wish every one of you the power to follow your targets. And of course, I wish every one of you that you achieve many, many of your goals. And maybe if you have a problem, if you think you can't do it, if you think it's impossible, or if anybody tells you it is impossible, maybe you think about my lecture and say, he did.
Goals are not to get things. That's a side benefit. Goals are to grow. You got to be going after things you don't know how to get. That wouldn't qualify. If your goal is an A-type goal, something you've already done in the past, won't qualify. See, there's growth in every goal I set. And there has been ever since I was given this book. I set goals to do things I don't know how to do. It's the desire that causes you to want to do it. You see, you got to get up here of what you want. But if you're going to go up there, you got to fantasize. When you're doing either what you know or what you think, you're not getting support from anybody around you. You're not. Because they probably don't want you to get it. Well, they may say they do, but they probably don't, because they're probably competing with you and you're competing with them. It started out as a fantasy, but I understand the process. And you can understand it. Really pay attention here. You go from fantasy to theory. This is where you go from using the imagination. Remember, the imagination is one of the higher faculties. Then you flip over to reason, and you start thinking about it.
And I said then to Al Martinez, God rest his soul, who wrote it, if I'm the best we got in this fucking country, we got a fucking problem. I used to tell him when I'm getting these awards, I'm on the front page of the LA Times, a Pulitzer Prize. Boy, we got a big fucking problem if I'm the best we got.
You can't do that. I know you feel good going to see Ziglar and Tony Robbins and the late Dr. Norman Vincent Peale and Robert Schuller. I know they motivate you and inspire you, but get real. You can't do that. You never worked for any major corporation. Come on, let's be practical, be logical. Oh yes, I know people told you you have a gift of gab and you have a nice personality and you're funny and you make people feel good and you make them laugh, but you can't do that, Les Brown. See, my heart said I can do that. And I looked at my dream and saw someone doing what I love to do. I love to help people. How many love to help people? And my heart said I can do that.
When I started going after bigger goals, I found it more useful to write down what I was going to give up more than what I was going to do. And in general, the bigger the goal, the bigger the sacrifice. So I actually think this is a second frame that is super useful. So one, earlier on, I think Peter referenced, if you don't know what you want to do, figure out all the stuff you don't want to do and cross all those things out first. Another way of thinking about this from a goal setting perspective is like, you need to do these activities, but right now you currently spend every minute of your day not doing what you need to be doing. And so what I mean by that is, if you've been plateaued in your business at the same level for 6 months or 12 months or more, and you spend all of your time working, then you're doing the wrong stuff. And so it means that you can't add more to your plate before you take away.
See, there's some things that you can do that you don't know right now. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not available to you. My favorite book says, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. There's some things that you can do that the heart can feel it, can experience it, but the mind can't get itself wrapped around it. And that's why I'm saying, what are your goals? What are your personal goals? What are your financial goals? And what's your social contribution? I believe we live in the greatest country in the world that gives us an opportunity to leave a legacy. Hart's man said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. One of the goals I have as a 17-year cancer conqueror is to let people know you are more powerful than cancer.
We're wired differently. We have to set a goal that if we hit that goal, we're guaranteed to make sure all that other stuff in the middle is going to happen. All right? So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need your appetite. So E.T., why 3 o'clock in the morning? Why don't you sleep? My appetite. My appetite. I say, E.T., I want more. I can do more. If I accomplish this without a father, if I accomplish this with my mom being a teenage mom, if I accomplish this as a high school dropout, now that I have people like Glenn in my life, now that I have people like Bob Proctor in my life, now that I have people like John Maxwell in my life, what can I accomplish now?
Be willing to say, I don't know. Be willing to reach out. Be willing to get some assistance to take you to the next level. What great athlete. You never expect boxers to make profound statements. I think it was Joe Frazier who said this one. He says, all of us are like the blind man at some point in our lives standing on the corner, waiting for somebody to lead us across. So all of us at some point in our lives need some help, need someone to reach out to us, to throw out the lifeline, to help us go across some treacherous waters that we couldn't navigate by ourselves. None of us do it by ourselves. All of us at some point in our lives. We need that kind of help. We need that kind of assistance because we grow from the people we have in our lives that can enrich our lives.
You got to set new goals, new benchmarks. You got to raise it higher and higher and higher so you can make your dreams become a reality.